Hi there, I'm Bill Story of the Olderhood Group, and welcome to this Future Living blogcast series. You know, when I was younger and heading towards retirement, many people told me that the best days were ahead of me, and while relaxing every day and not having to go to work were simple but exciting pleasures, that the greatest pleasure would be living as a grandfather. Mind you, this came from most people who were younger than me and further away from retirement than me, so quite how they knew always baffled me. So when I did become a grandfather, albeit while I was still working, I have to admit that the joy of seeing a new and very small person in my arms did create deep pleasure. But like every other granddad, I soon became superfluous to the routines of the family. Baby sucked up all the oxygen around the homestead. Feeding time became a challenge. Breastfeeding wasn't quite my thing, and baby formula don't taste so good. So one of the first things I learned was how to cook for myself. Not a natural thing for me, but needs must. Making an omelette sounded easy until I turned the pan heat up too high. I also found out that the texture of the eggs and milk in the bowl had an impact as well. Who knew? It's not that cooking had stopped, it was simply that I was at the back of the line behind new mother, new baby, grandmother, 2 dogs, 1 cat, and anyone else who happened to be in the neighbourhood. The next joy of being a granddad was that when baby cried, the rush of helpers to the kids' aid was fast and at times furious. The fact that my sleep pattern was now all over the place was of no significance. So I learned to cat nap. Ideally at home, but the often 40 winks at the office was understood by colleagues who had all been along this path themselves. I found they were comforting and really nice. Again, who knew? Did I tell you I was still working at the time? The idea of working was to house the family, old and new. Clothe them. How many clothes does a newborn really need? Feed them. How much food does one newborn eat? So another joy of being a grandparent was that heretofore going to work had been a chore in many respects. It was now a great joy. I could have my own space pretty much. I could go get a sandwich all to myself. I could get into the kitchen for a coffee whenever I needed one. I could talk anything but baby talk. And then I had to drive home. As the years passed, the joys of being a granddad have changed. The grandkids are now older and can speak in full sentences. They can feed themselves. We'll leave the toilet gymnastics out of this. They have minds of their own. But the most surprising joy is that I can now ask them to do stuff with me. Bye.